Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Remember 11. Last time, it was revealed that Yomugi and Utsumi were married. Well, okay, to Yomugi, I think they're still married, but to Utsumi, they're not, because Yomugi died. So, and we figured out that, they were together, and they had a son, who was killed by Inubushi Keiko. So with that, it connects a bit more. It connects more people to the cabin, to Sphia. And then the rest of the time, Kokoro, was thinking up theories as to what is happening. Her personality exchange, Izzy personality exchanging, and mysteries regarding that as well. And also she touches upon the year as well. So that was basically what happened last episode, and things, oh yeah, that's right, things are getting desperate. Lots of things are getting desperate. Here in the cabin, things are getting desperate. They're running out of fire, wood for fire, and so now they're gonna be cold, and I sense a bad ending. Well, it's no laughing matter, but eek. Okay, continue. The next day, I was standing on a snowfield. The snow reflected the setting sun, dazzling my eyes. My shoulders heaved as I drew breath, as though I had been exercising strenuously. My exhalations hung in the air, white clouds that almost looked as though I could reach out and grab them. Oh, Uni! Uni screamed out, sounding frightened. He was running as if to flee the shelter cabin, headed for the grove of trees. Uni! Surprised at seeing him in this unusual state, I started to run after him. What happened? The heck? It was hard to run in that snow. My feet sank another 30 centimeters into the snow with every step. Gradually, I began to feel my strength depleting. Following in the footprints he left, I pressed on. Having reached the grove of trees, Uni slipped in the snow and fell. He smacked his head on a tree root that had been hidden under the snow. Uni! What's happening? I caught up with Uni. I helped Uni, his body half covered in snow, stand up. He rubbed his forehead. It seemed that he hit it when he fell down. Uni had gotten back to his feet, but his hair was sticking out every which way. I gently brushed away the snow clinging to it. There was no injury to his forehead. You wouldn't see it unless you look closely, but there was an old scar there. He hadn't gotten that just now, had he? Huh. Uni's eyes were filling with tears as he tried to withstand the pain. I gave Uni a little kiss on the forehead. Andromeda? Okay. Andromeda. A galaxy approximately, I can't read that number, light years from Earth. A spiral galaxy. Its shape is that of an elliptical coil. Ooh. In Greek mythology, Andromeda was the name of an Ethiopian princess. Her mother, Kisopia, bragged that she was more beautiful than the sea nymphs as the Nereids. The sea god Poseidon was found on the Nereids, was angered by her words, and sent a sea monster to lay waste to the coast of her kingdom. Okay, next page. The king went to consult an oracle for help. This oracle told him that only sacrificing Andromeda would return peace to the kingdom, Andromeda was chained to a rock and left as a sacrifice to the monster. At that time, Perseus, carrying that freshly severed head of the Medusa in his sack, happened to come along. Uncovering the head before the monster's eyes, Perseus turned it to stone. Perseus then took Andromeda as his wife. When Andromeda died, she was placed among the stars and became a constellation alongside her husband Perseus, her father Cepheus, her mother Cassiopeia, and the great sea serpent. However, because of Cassiopeia's pride, she was placed in the heavens such that the chair in which she sits appears upside down half the time. Huh. Interesting.
なんだよそれ。
Oh, hi, Uni. Uni smiled shyly. His cheeks were turning red, and I don't think it was just because of the setting sun.
恥ずかしいことしないでよね。
Oh my, Uni.
でも痛いのは消えた？
Oh, you can see a scar. Okay, I just noticed that. He mumbled it, but I could still hear him softly say that.
ありがとう、心。
Oh, Uni. Smiling, I nodded and pulled him back to his feet.
どうしてアンドロメダの彼方までなの？その方がロマンティックだから。
I brushed the snow from his clothes. As though to confirm something, Uni asked me a question.
今は心なんだよね。そうだよ。
After hearing that, a somewhat imprudent expression of relief came to Uni's face.
ところでどうして逃げてたの？それは。
He hesitated. I don't know what was so hard for him to say, but it was most likely something that had happened in the shelter cabin. Just then, I heard a scream from the cabin. Oh, what is happening? Oh, they're fighting. When I heard that scream, I'm gonna hurry back cause crap is going down over there. But then there was also Uni. Why didn't he run away? I mean, I'm curious, but things are happening. We looked at each other.
小屋に戻ろう。
Following in the trail of footprints we left, we headed back toward the cabin. What I saw when we returned to the shelter cabin took my breath away. Oh gosh. A dreadful scene had unfolded there. Something dark red was... oh no. Something dark red was smeared around the edges of Maizumi's mouth, and beside her, Yomkin had fallen to the floor. Oh, did they get in such a fight that they started beating each other? The stains around Maizumi's mouth were... blood?
まさかヨモギさんを。
To answer my questions, Maizumi looked around the edges of her mouth. The maddened eyes she looked at me with looked to me like those of a wounded beast.
そんな。やだ。
People who are stranded after an accident and run out of provisions, they fall into a horrible state like this. That horrifying thought had become lodged in my mind. Before such a scene of shattered human dignity, my laps began to tremble. But Yomugi slowly picked himself up from the floor. In my relief, my legs lost their strength and I dropped to the floors on my knees.
よかった。
ちっとも良くないよ。
何があったんですか？
この女、チョコを一人で食っちまったんだ。
Ooh.
目を離した隙に僕のバッグから奪ったんだ。それを咎めたら突き飛ばされた。クソ。
My gosh. Over chocolate. Yomugi stood and dusted off his knees, scowling at Maizumi. Yuni drew closer to Maizumi.
なんでそんなことするんだよ。それはみんなのものだろ。
あんたらいなくなったからさ、もういらないかなと思って。
So those dark red stains around her mouth, they were chocolate. Oh. Oh, okay. She wiped them off with one finger and then licked it. But why is chocolate red? Chocolate's not red.
そんなわけないじゃないですか。なんで足を引っ張るような真似するんですか。
足を引っ張る？
みんなで協力しないと生きてはいけないんですよ。どうしてそんな勝手なことを。
Maizumi turned toward me with an insolent smile, as though she were trying to start a fight.
どうしてって決まってるでしょ。簡単な算数よ。1枚しかないチョコを全員で分けたら生き残れない。だけど私が一人で食べれば生きていける。だから食べたの。
みんなで決めたじゃないですか。食料はよもぎさんに任せるって。
このおっさんが信用できるかよ。私は知ってる。いざとなったらこのおっさんは簡単に人を見捨てるんだ。
どういうことだ。
飛行機が墜落した時、あんた私を見つける前にもう一人息のある人を見つけたでしょ。でもそいつのことは見捨てた。息があるのに助けようとしなかった。
What? Why would Yomugi do such a thing?
そうでしょ。
Yomugi took a long, deep breath, and when he finally spoke, his voice was filled with pain. His face, darkened by 4 days' worth of stubble, distorted in anguish.
その通りだ。だが
Why did you abandon them?
胸に飛行機の破片が突き刺さってた。
Oh, that's terrible.
もう助からないと思ったんだ。
ほら見なさい。
Maizumi thrust her finger at Yomugi, as though in triumph.
この男は助からないと思ったら見捨てるようなやつなのよ。こんなやつに食い物を任せておくわけにはいかないでしょ。体力の劣る私たちを全員切り捨てるに決まってるわ。
その
I could feel my own voice turning shaky with rage. My nails dug painfully into the palms of my hands, but I dug them in even harder as I yelled out.
そのよもぎさんにあなたは助けられたんでしょ。それなのになんでそんなひどいこと言えるの。
言うと思った。助けてもらったから言うこと聞けって。冗談じゃねえよ。確かによもぎさんに私は救われたわ。今の私に指図する権利はない。
恩を感じたりしないんですか。
もちろん感じてるわよ。ここから生き残ったら一回やらせてあげよっか。でもそのためにも私は生きて帰んなきゃいけないわね。
ふざけるな。
In my anger, I lost control and struck out at Maizumi. I really don't like Maizumi. Ugh. She makes things so difficult. Staggering, Maizumi crashed into the wall.
何すんだよ。
Maizumi got back on her feet and grabbed me. Sharp pain raced in my body as she pulled my hair.
だいたい私はあんたみたいなアマちゃんが一番嫌いなのよ。何の苦労もなくぬくぬく育ってきやがって。あんたさっさと死んじゃえば。そうすれば食いぶちが減るんだからさ。
In retaliation, I grabbed Maizumi by the collar. Trembling, shaking her back and forth, I answered her.
それを言うならあなたが消えればいいのに。あなたがいなければここはもっとうまくやれてた。あなたさえいなければ。
やめるんだ。
Yomugi forced his way between us. Uni too was clinging to my back, murmuring in a barely audible voice.
やめてよ心。でも私。
My eyes became blurry with tears of frustration and sorrow. Oh, wow. Burying my face in Yomugi's chest, I wailed loudly. The things Maizumi had said were unforgivable. And I couldn't believe when I blurted out that it would be better if she weren't here. Tears came streaming down my cheeks. Looking at me in that state, Maizumi spat these words at me.
甘いわ、あんた。泣けば誰かが助けてくれると思ってやがる。あんたみたいなのが真っ先に死ぬタイプ。
Maizumi continued while sneering at me.
そもそもね、苦しい時こそ助け合わなきゃいけないっていうのは幻想なのよ。世間はね、他人を蹴落として成り立ってんの。世界は弱肉強食なのよ。
そうだな。君の言う通り。君を命がけで助けた僕はとびきりのバカだ。
Ooh.
じゃあ今から殺す？私のこと。
いや、僕はバカだが最後の瞬間まで人間でありたいんでね。だからそんな真似はしない。
Maizumi snorted through her nose and leaned against the wall. Wait a minute. I'd stopped crying and Yomugi helped me sit on the bed. Then he sat down on the bed too, along with Uni. We'd already used the table and chairs for firewood, so there was nothing else in the room to sit on.
食べ物を誰か一人が管理するというのはやめよう。
Maizumi, who had sat down facing away from us, now sneaked a sidelong glance at Yomugi.
残った食料を4等分して各自が保管するんだ。
Yomugi produced a hardtack biscuit from his bag. Only 2 cans of emergency rations were left, and those comprised our entire food supply. Yomugi opened one of those cans. With a psht sound, the contents of the can were exposed to the air. That sound was as though a starter's pistol had been fired, to signal our unstopping march toward the edge of a cliff.
前泉、君が4つに分けるんだ。
私が？
ああ、君が4等分して僕たちが選ぶ。
Why would you trust her?
君は残った一つだ。
不公平な結果にしたくなければ、私が頑張って当分しろってことね。
ああ、前泉が一番文句を言いそうだからな。
We brought out the now empty can that held the biscuits. Carefully, as though carrying out a mock scientific experiment, Maizumi divided the biscuits into 4 shares. Yomugi, Uni, and I each choose from the 3 of them. Maizumi picked up the last one. Then, holding it to her chest, she gritted her teeth at us and glared.
これは私のだからね。取るんじゃないわよ。
泥棒が何言ってるんだ。
黙れガキ。人間命がかかったら何だってするのよ。
Sighing deeply, Yomugi said,
この食料で今日節約すれば明日ぐらいまでは持たせられるだろう。それ以降は食料なしだ。各自覚悟して食べてくれよ。
That small empty can with only half a biscuit placed in it, it made me feel very uncertain. Can I live on only this? An uneasy feeling spread through my chest like a lethal poison.
とっても少ないね。
Sounded worried himself, Yoni peered into the can.
だから分配するのは嫌だったんだ。食料が少ないと実感すると不安になるだろう。この不安感ってのが厄介なんだ。不安は希望を殺す。絶望は恐怖を呼ぶ。恐怖は破滅を運んでくる。
Muttering this regretfully, Yomugi gently stroked Yuni's hair.
心配するな。心配だろうけど気にしないようにするんだ。
セイジ。
Her face had been expressionless, but I suddenly saw Maizumi's eyebrows shoot up.
アホらしい。
With her precious can under her arm, Maizumi turned back toward the bed. As she wrapped herself up in a blanket, her body began trembling. Biting her nails, she began muttering in complaint. Her words, so faint that they barely reached my ears, were,
生きてやる。死ねない。あの人に会うまでは。 死ねない。
What person? Satoru?
絶対に死ぬもんか。生きてやる。生き抜いてやる。
A strong attachment to life. Hearing that muttering that fell from her lips like a curse, I turned and ran to the basement storeroom. Okay, seems like things calmed down a bit. The basement storeroom was deathly quiet. When I first came to look around here, it had seemed that there were stores of food and fuel in abundance, but now, not a trace of anything remains. Until now, my main concerns were the personality exchanges and attacks at Sphia, but I realized that the situation at the shelter cabin had grown just as urgent. Death was drawing closer.
甘いわ、あんた。あんたみたいなのが真っ先に死ぬタイプ。
Her words repeated themselves in my mind. The hand holding the can that contained what was left of my rations was shaking hard. The few remaining biscuits danced inside the can with a clatter. My stomach was so empty it hurt. I hadn't eaten anything since last night.
お腹すいた。
Oh, same with Satoru's body too. I didn't choose to eat anything because Satoru told me not to. My trembling fingers picked up a biscuit and threw it into my mouth. I chewed slowly, then swallowed it with great care. I felt a sharp pain in my stomach, as if it was yelling at me that this wasn't nearly enough.
このまま助けが来なかったら、私死んじゃうのかな。死んじゃうのかな。
Tears started to obscure my vision. I was scared. Very, very. The faces of my friends and my parents back home appeared in my mind. The peaceful campus life I had enjoyed not long ago had disappeared from my mind.
死にたくないよ。
Tears began to fall. The hot liquid flowed down my cheek and dripped to the floor of the shelter cabin storeroom, marking it where they fell. At that instant, a voice came from behind me.
心。
Uni. Frantically wiping away my tears, I tried to plaster on a smile before turning around, but I didn't do a very good job. It just looked like I was smiling through my tears.
変な顔。
Hmm.
ごめんね。私の方がお姉さんなんだから、泣いてちゃダメなのに。うん。もっと泣けばいいよ。知ってる？目が乾かないようにいっつも流れてる涙と、心が高ぶった時の涙は別物なんだよ。
Really? Really? Interesting.
涙の成分が違うんだ。カルシウムの量とかが大きく異なってる。
Oh, whatever that's true. That's cool.
悲しい時、わーっと泣くとすっきりするでしょ。
That's true, yeah.
泣くことによって体内のカルシウムバランスが修正されたからすっきりするんだよ。泣きたい時は泣けばいいんだ。
I was struck dumb by Uni's explanation.
それ本当？うん、本当。だから僕の胸でたーんと泣くがいいよ。さ。
Oh, Uni. Uni stick out his thin chest and spread his arms.
もう泣けなくなっちゃったよ。
Were his explanation and actions all just to distract me from crying? Or did he do it unintentionally? Uni's cheeks puffed in an expression befitting his age.
なんだよ、つまんないの。
Uni put on a displeased face.
はあ、笑うなんてひどいよ。ごめんね。
Uni approached me as I apologized. And then, he took my ration can from me.
何するの？いいから。
He then poured the food from his own can into mine.
僕たちはさ、この缶から2人で分け合うことにしようよ。
No.
どうして？ココロンがお腹減ってたらいっぱい食べていいよ。 僕がペコペコの時はたくさんもらうけどね。
Uni passed the can over to me. It felt heavier than before when it had only contained my share.
2人でこんなに食べ物があるんだよ。そう考えればまだまだ平気って気がしない？
I guess so.
ユニ、とっても不安で心細いけどさ、僕たちは一人じゃないんだ。一人じゃない。その言葉だけで腹ペコなの忘れちゃうよ。
I silently put the can of food on the shelf. And then I took off Uni's glasses.
まさか。ユ
No. I hugged Uni's thin body to me. Tightly, tightly.
ニー、痛いよ。ユニがいてくれてよかったよ。一人じゃなくてよかった。ユニに何かがあっても私が守ってあげるからね。
I shouted out as I hugged him closer.
それは僕のセリフだよ。
Uni continued talking in a strangely adult tone.
心を僕は絶対に助けるからね。
No.
ありがとう。もう男の子なんだから。
I hugged him even tighter.
シム
Warming inside, I happily felt Uni's gentle warmth. Like a beast running away from a flame, his warmth made my fear of death disappear. And then, Yomiki joined us.
ん？おしくらまんじゅうか。僕も参加していいかな？
Uni jumped backward.
セイジは好きだけどさ、ヒゲのおっさんと抱き合う趣味はないよ。ケチだな。できることなら僕は冬川さんと抱き合ってみたかったんだが。 こら！
冗談だって。
Laughing, Yomiki held up his can of rations for us to see.
さっきの話聞いてたんだが、僕も混ぜてもらっていいかな？
Oh, sure.
3人の食料を一つにして分け合おう。
いいよ。
それよかった。当分にしたままじゃ君たちに食料を分けてあげられないからね。
どうして？
君たちだけにあげて眉泉に分けないってわけにいかないだろう。彼女とは違い、君たちにはチョコ一つ分のビハインドがあるからな。衰弱する前に僕の食料を分けようと思っていたんだ。
Yomiki placed his own rations in my can. The biscuits were piled up inside the can. I felt like it would overflow. When I lifted it, it felt heavy. It was quite a weighty feeling. Yomiki rubbed his chin while staring at the heap of food inside the can.
これだけあれば一月ぐらいは生きていけそうだな。
そんなにこんなとこ痛くないよ。
What we couldn't fit inside, we divided among ourselves and had for tonight's dinner. The meal the three of us ate while standing there was delicious beyond imagination. It was only a handful of dry biscuits, but I was very satisfied. My heart, rather than my stomach, was appeased.
この食料は
Yomiki handed me the can.
君が保管してくれ。
私がですか？
Oh, let's see. Should I safeguard it or leave the food to Yomigi? What should I do? I think I'll keep it. If I leave the food to Yomigi, Maizumi might have one of her spasms and steal it from him. That's what I think might happen. So I'll keep it. I don't think I can carry out such an important mission. I pushed back the can at Yomigi-san. Son.
よもぎさんが保管してください。
Hold up, what did I choose? It says I'll safeguard it. Oh, I guess the choice doesn't matter.
いや、僕は眉泉に警戒されてるみたいだからね。同じ女性である君が持っていた方が反感も少ないだろう。
I saw his point. Maizumi seemed to be defiant of men in general. It might be more secure if I safeguard it instead.
ユニは それでいい？
当たり前でしょ。文句ないよ。
それじゃあこれは私が大事に保管します。
Okay, so we do get to safeguard it in the end.
食事の時はよもぎさんが分配してください。
わかった。
With that said, Yongi took a vinyl bag out from an emergency kit inside the storeroom. He then wrapped the can up and sealed the bag. This was to prevent it from getting damp or spilling, just in case. I accepted it and stored it away inside my clothes. I held it carefully against my stomach, as if warming an egg. Seeing my appearance, a fatherly smile rose to Yomigi's face.
絶対に生き延びような。
He climbed back upstairs.
よもぎさん、あんないい人なのにどうして前泉さんは信じられないのかな。
トビリンは心がねじ曲がってるんだよ。
Why do you call her Tobaline?
もうリンがあんなやつだって知ってたら小屋に入る前に聖司に言えばよかった。そんなやつ捨てちゃえって。
Uni muttered his complaints in a small voice.
そんなこと言っちゃダメだよ。
As Uni rebuked her, I suddenly became curious.
ユニは前泉さんのことを遭難して会うまで知らなかったのよね。
当然だよ。何言ってるの？
Uni looked at me in confusion. I think of the shelter cabin's Uni as the future Uni. If you already experienced the accident at the shelter cabin once before, oh, that's why she's asking. Uni should already know Maizumi. However, he didn't know her. It doesn't seem what this child is saying is a lie. Was this Uni not the future Uni? I tried my best to ask.
ユニはスフィアってとこに行ったことある？
Ooh. Uni replied, tilting his head.
スフィアって何？ゲーセン？
With Sophia. Okay, so this is the cabin, Uni.
うん。行ったことないならいいんだ。
I slapped Uni's shoulder and put one of my hands on the ladder.
それじゃあ私上に行くね。二人っきりでずっと下にいたら怪しまれちゃうから。エッチなことしてるんじゃないかって。
I fixed Uni with my most erotic, or at least I thought it was, look. I didn't think it was very mature of me, but I thought I'll get revenge. Before, when he said something similar, I was really embarrassed. However, Uni just shook his head.
全然色っぽくないよ。2点ぐらい。
5点満点で？
100点満点だよ。
Ouch.
はあ、ひどい。
I hurried up the ladder while jokingly pretending to cry. In actuality, my innermost feelings were hurt a little, but that was a secret. That whole scene made me feel a bit better. I was like kinda sad at the beginning, and then that whole thing made me feel a bit better. You know? Kinda like, it's like, we the player are like feeling what Koko's feeling. She feels sad in the story, we're supposed to feel sad, right? I returned to my bed and took out the food I had stored by my stomach. I hid the food under my pillow so I wouldn't be found. And we switch. Gosh, don't mess up, Satoru. What's this? That's creepy. I know where we are, though. All of a sudden, I lost my balance. I was supposed to be on the bed in the shelter cabin, but now I was groveling on the concrete floor. I couldn't see anything in front of me. Still on all fours, I tried to make sense of the situation as best as I could.
転移した？
The air is faintly warm. There was no smell of burning wood. This seems to be Sphia. But where in Sphia am I? What's going on here? Oh. Intense pain radiated from the back of my head and throughout my body. A throbbing pain resounded inside my head. Touching the back of my head brought acute pain. Struck by vertigo, I felt nauseous. I tried getting up, but I couldn't even put power into my legs, let alone stand up. What's this? What's going on? I was taken aback. Someone's here. Oh crap. Somewhere behind me, someone's drawing near. Who? Utsumi? Yuni? Hotori? Inubushi Keiko? I turn around right away. Ooh. Just then. Oh. With a ferocious strike to my face, I was sent flying. This is the first time I've been hit this hard. Oh gosh. I lost control of my body due to pain and impact of fall. Impact of the fall. Someone was bending over me. I couldn't see the face of that someone in the dark. Who? Who is that? What is this? What's going on? It hurts. Someone help me. Got to escape. Where am I? I was hit. I'll be killed. The iron taste of blood spread through my mouth. I'm gonna take a guess and say Inubushi Keiko. This darkness severely limited my vision. Why would someone do this to me? All my thoughts were in a panic. Screaming, I started struggling recklessly. But that someone got on top of me, pinned me down, and began choking me to shut me up. Gosh, this is intense. Painful. Can't breathe. I'll die. I'll die like this. Don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. I started to flare with all my might. Then, my swinging arm connected luckily with the jaw of that someone. The mysterious assailant's hold on my throat weakened. Using that chance, I pushed someone away with all my strength. Crawling on all fours, I managed to put some distance between me and the attacker in the pitch-black room. And then, before my eyes were shelves. As quickly as I could, I moved into the space between the shelves. I held my breath. I curled my trembling body up, burying my face in my legs. I couldn't silence my breathing. My teeth chattered loudly. I'm likely to end up screaming. I put my fist in my mouth and bit hard. I can't make a single sound. I'll be found. Afraid of the mysterious assailant, I kept my voice held back. How long was it? This someone hasn't pursued me. Not a single sound. It was so quiet my ears hurt. To figure out where I was, I timidly looked around at my surroundings. The room was dim. If I'm not careful, this dusty air will cause me to cough violently. On the shelves I was hiding between, many cardboard boxes were piled up. A row of several other shelves were visible. I can't see too well, but in the middle of the room, there are many scattered boxes, as if a storm had hit there. This is the underground storeroom, which means the exit is... I recall the times I've been here before and guessed the direction of the exit. Only quietly I peeked out. There. In the dim light I saw the indistinct handrail of the stairs to the upper floor. From where I was crouching, it's about 5 meters to the stairs. If I make a run for it... Startled, I barely managed to cover my mouth. That someone may still be lurking near. Or the assailant may have already left. If they're near... Just thinking of the attacker made me tremble once more. Someone just now tried to kill me. Satoru. I sensed a spine-chilling thirst for blood. A thirst that made the hair on my body stand on end. I drew my arms around myself. Holding my breath, I strained my ears. They began to ring. Other than that, I heard nothing. If this someone is lying in wait, waiting for me to make a move, the moment I take a single step toward the exit, I'll be assaulted from the darkness. This is really scary. Ooh. I don't want to move. I'm scared. But there's not a chance that I'll continue to wait here patiently. I can't stand the fear and tension. I have to go. I'll certainly be okay. It's no more than 5 meters. If I dash through the room without looking back, it shouldn't take me more than 3 seconds to reach the stairs. As long as I can get out of this room, I'll manage whatever comes somehow. Assuring myself I mustered up my courage. I stood up silently. My head still throbbed with pain. Moreover, the numbing pain in my face is still here too. The pain made me remember the fear, and my will faltered slightly. I returned to my crouching position. Until a short while ago, I was in the shelter cabin with Uni and Yomugi. I was so glad I wasn't alone. And yet, I'm alone now. Scared to death by the presence of a murderer. Why am I alone in this situation? Tears seeped out. I wanted to cry and give up on everything. Yet, in my despair, my strength returned. This body is Satoru's. I have no intention of letting him be killed.
一人じゃない。私は一人じゃない。
I breathed deeply over and over. Once again, I took stock of my surroundings. Not a single trace of anybody, not even a sound. I readied myself and ran to the stairs with all my power. I felt something moving behind me, but I won't look back. Ooh, that's scary. I clung to the handrail and quickly ran up the stairs. There's no one in the kitchen. I hesitated. Where should I run to? Nothing but anxious thoughts crossed my mind. Eek. Wherever I run, traps may await me. Wherever I run, the criminal may anticipate my moves. Wherever I run, as long as I'm in this facility, the criminal will come after me. I was startled. Down the stairs from the underground storehouse, I could hear footsteps. As I thought, that someone didn't leave. Their breathing was silent, the strong intent to kill still focused on me. I'm scared. I'm scared.
どこに逃げればいいの？
I was stunned by overwhelming terror. When I came to my senses, I was running. I ran from the hall to the outside of Sophia, delirious from terror. I regretted rushing outside. The sun had already set. Snow fell in the pitch dark. My whole body was chilled instantly. I wasn't wearing anything warm right now. I only have one shirt on. Should I turn back? But if I go back now, the someone who assailed me may be waiting to ambush me. I'm sure that someone saw me go outside. I'm sure that that person is waiting patiently on the other side of the door. But even so, the air is so cold it stings. My hair and clothing are getting soaked by the falling snow. It makes me even colder. I rub my upper arms desperately. I'm going to freeze to death if I stay here.
どうしよう。どうしよう。何？今の音。
Yeah, Kokoro, you just stole the words out of my mouth. Don't tell me. Oh. The door was locked? I rushed over the door in a panic. Even if I stood in front of it, it wouldn't open.
締め出された。
Stuck outside in this weather, with only one shirt on. In desperation, I beat on the door relentlessly. but the door gave no response. The steel door blocked my way heartlessly.
そんな
I'm going to die here. I'm going to freeze to death. I stood up on unsteady feet.
なんとか中に戻らなくちゃ。
Oh no, Uni closed the window.
入り口を探さないと。
Even if I do manage to get back, the murderous monster might be waiting inside. Even so, it didn't seem like I could simply put up with this cold. Okay, for now, walk away from the building, walk along the wall. You know, near the wall there's the windows, right? It's dangerous to move around at random. The premises of Sphere are large. It would be disastrous if I got lost. I recalled several incidents in narrow ski resort areas where victims died very close to the hotel. I started to walk around the building, along the walls of the facility. I really have no clue where I'm going. Eventually, I reached the terrace. From the window, the lights of the living area shone brightly. Surveying the room, there wasn't a trace of anyone inside. Uni, Utsumi, and Hattori, where did they all go? They couldn't have. An unpleasant premonition crosses my mind. Did that someone also attack them? Shaking my head, I tried to erase that idea. I tried to see whether or not I could open the window. Was the window locked from inside, or would it just not open? In any case, checking out the window yielded no favorable results. I gave up on the window and left. A splitting pain in my head was unbearable, and my consciousness was starting to slip away. After a while, a small window came into sight. I peeked inside. It was a private room. My body won't stop shaking. I can't feel my limbs anymore. Walking with my dull legs feels like swinging massive logs. My vision is blurry too. Oh no, are we dying? If I don't hurry up and do something, I'll collapse soon. Trying my best to regain a bit of my dimming consciousness, I peeked inside the window. Whose room is this? It was Jerry inside. I saw something like a notepad on the desk. Oh, it's your room. It's Satoru's room. I recognized the deep red coat hung near the window. It's Hattori's room. Clinging on to the small hope that it would open, I tried pushing the window. It didn't open.
ダメか。どこか窓は開いてないの。
And then I remembered. Sato's room. During the day I had opened the window to ventilate the room. Uni closed it soon after, but I don't think he locked it. Exactly.
サトルの部屋へ行こう。ここがほとりの部屋だから。サトルの部屋ってどっちへ進めばいい？
Oh gosh, I don't know where to go. Advance to the right side toward the terrace. Advance the wall to the left side. Oh gosh. I really don't know where... I really don't know. So I'll just random. To there. Okay, I begin to walk to the left. My steps are uncertain. My physical strength is being sapped away by the cold. I can't walk straight anymore. If I can't reach Sato's room, then it's just a matter of time before I pass out. How things end up like this. What did I ever do? Thinking of my hopeless situation caused me to start sobbing uncontrollably. The tears won't stop. The tears running down my cheek felt unbearably cold. Walking in a daze, I reached another room. In Sato's room. It's Sato's room, oh. I mustered up the last of my strength and ran to the window. I read it casually and then I realized what it said. Pushing on a pane, I easily opened the window.
助かっ
Ooh, that's good. Relieved, I almost rolled my way into the room. Ooh. Warm air wrapped around my body. I'm saved. Tears flowed out from the sheer relief I felt. Even my numb limbs had started to feel pain again. I hurriedly entered the bathroom. I warmed my hands with hot water from the shower. I gritted my teeth as I held my hands under the water so hot it made me instinctively want to spring back. Gradually, feeling came back into my fingertips. The sensation of pain returned. Then, because I had suddenly made contact with the hot water, my body got goosebumps. Gazing into the mirror, I noticed that Satuo's face was a mess. It was wet and soggy with tears and snow. The lips were a ghastly blue, shivering from the cold. I also used the water to wash my face. Pleasant warmth sank into my body.
た生きてる私は生きてる
I smiled without realizing it. I was stranded out in the intense cold by the murderous monster, but I had managed to return alive and safe. I laughed as the warm steam washed over me.
私は生きて
What? Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain near my waist. Ooh. I turned around slowly. Someone was standing there. I couldn't see their face. Next, oh no. A piercing pain through my back. Realized that a solid, sharp object had pierced my body from behind. I had been stabbed with a knife. The murderous monster had been waiting for me to return to the building. Likely they had been watching my movements from inside, in order to ambush me in Sato's room. Gosh, I collapsed into the bathtub. Blood began to pour from my body. From within my fading consciousness, I saw the face of the person raising the knife overhead.
あなたは
No, we don't know. The story has not been finished. The truth is not revealed, and it circulates through an incident. It is an infinity loop. Oh my gosh, I got a bad ending. Oh, of course I did, but gosh, Kokoro died. But I want to know who it is. That means Sato too is gonna die. Save system data, yes. Oh gosh. Oh cool, we get stuff. Oh, do I just do new game? Or what? Let me look through the extras right now, might as well. Kokoro. Okay, so we got Kokoro's bad ending. One of her endings, anyway. Gosh. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a few. I'm missing one. There's one for Satro. Oh. And Jukebox is the music. Okay. Clear list. That's endings 1 out of 33. Man, I knew. Okay, when Kokoro was out in the. When Kokoro was out in the snow, I thought she was gonna die there. And then I thought the story was gonna continue, you know, but deep inside, I'm like, no, something really bad's gonna happen. Something really bad is gonna happen. Oh gosh, total time 13 hours for my first ending. Ugh. So that's the clear list. Scene, tips, album, jukebox, messages. Choices, 43, only 50% choices? 15%? Huh. Extra voice. Oh, what's this? Can I click
隊
on
長
it?
よもぎ隊長
どうしたんだユニ隊員。
凄まじい財宝を発見したであります。
何財宝だと。
はい、これであります。
ほほう。これ
Okay, well, I would love to listen to it, but I don't know what they're saying. Gosh. Okay, my system data was saved. I have my stuff. I can't continue. That continues from there. So, new game?
やーちゃいか
Oh, it just starts from there. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe we have to get a good ending? Or I don't understand how we go onto Satro's roots or whatever. Well, that's it for today. We got our first bad ending. Oh, it's kind of abrupt, but wow. So who was it that Kokoro's like, you're I mean, we would think Inubushi Keiko, but it might have been Utsumi maybe? I don't know. Ooh. I can't wait. I can't wait to actually progress. Anyway, that's all for me. I guess I'll start this up next time. Thank you, and see you next episode. Hey everybody. While editing, I forgot to show some things to those viewers who haven't played this game. Yeah, so just some things in the special stuff. If you're wondering what's in the etc., nothing so far. Probably when I 100% the game, there'll be some stuff here. And let's see, the clear list. I forgot to show the rest of the clear list. There's a second page but tells me what ending I got. So stabbed to death in the bathroom end A. Ooh, that's gruesome. So I'm guessing end B might be the Saturo version of it? I don't know. Or maybe just a different variation of it. And then here's just the scenes. You know, how much completed they are. Remember in Heaven is Here, there were 3 choices, so if I choose those other 2 choices, then the whole scene will be 100%. I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure that's it though. And these are just the tips that we got through our first playthrough. So yeah, that's basically all I need to show. But wow, 33 endings, so has a little bit of a replay value. I would like to get all the bad endings first though, before going for the good ending or true ending, you know? Anyway, that's it. Bye!